Hi Aries, it's so good to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is your intuitive energy reading for this week. This is of course a general reading, so it may not resonate with everyone. If you have a sun, moon, rising, or Venus in the sign of Aries, this could work for you. And of course, if you're a cross watcher, feel free to switch up or reverse the roles if necessary. As energy is fluid, the energy could be vice versa. Okay, so Aries, if you're new to my channel, my name is Chandler. I don't personally offer personal readings at this time, though there are a lot of great readers here on YouTube. If you would like to get a personal reading, I'm sure any one of them will give you the messages that you need at this time. I will have my website back up and running very soon. I'm actually starting a new creative endeavor, which I'm really excited about. That I can't wait to tell you guys about next week or the week following. As soon as I get it up, I will let you know, and especially if you're a subscriber already, I'm going to be sending out some special discounts and notices to my subscribers so you guys can be the first ones in to see what's new on my website. I'm really excited. I'm having a hard time not saying anything, okay, as you can tell. I've been thinking about this for a while. This is kind of just something that I've wanted to do for some time now, and I have a passion for it, and so I'm really excited to show you guys. I don't know why that's coming out in your reading. It does kind of seem like you guys could have something also that you're working on. There could be some creative endeavor, which I really like the feeling, actually. I really like that feeling because I feel like I can resonate with that. I can share that same feeling with you. There is something that you're trying to get started. You're pushing for this. You're trying to get started with something. This feels very creative. And maybe, okay, here we go. Yeah, okay, so here we go. That's why it came out. You're doing some creative stuff, or at least that's the advice, to get your mind off of other things. Where I think Source is concerning itself with this creative endeavor is that it'll provide you a lot of peace of mind. It may be an outlet as well for some pent-up energy that you could be harnessing or harboring, is what I heard. Also, this could turn out to be something really healthy for you. So if you're kind of ignoring it, or you're not doing it, or you're not listening to the hints, be mindful, because I feel like some of this creative energy could turn into something a little bit bigger later on. But again, this Libra new moon that we're in, which I think is bringing you a lot of this surrendering energy that I'm feeling, is about surrendering, sacrificing certain things so that you can gain other things. Okay, it's always a trade-off in Libra season. Coming from a Libra, they are all about negotiations. Okay, all about negotiations. Nothing's ever free. Okay, with karma or justice, or your good deeds never go unpaid. Okay, and vice versa as well. And so I think, in that aspect, you're going to be sinking your teeth into some new stuff, but also with realizing what things you need to let go of, such as resistance. If you've been having resistance, if you've been, harboring a lot of ill will or negativity in your life, there's something about releasing that so that you can gain some peace, some clarity, get more grounded down to earth, and start to heal some things within you. I really like that energy, okay, because it doesn't mean necessarily that you're letting go of anything truly important. What I'm getting is that you're letting go of things that really aren't serving you to begin with, okay, and those things are just going to become more and more clear as Libra season goes through. Speaking of negotiations, this Libra new moon is having us sort of on a teeter-totter with the universe. We're having deep conversations on a universal level with our souls, and we're trying to weigh out our options firstly, and put in perspective our desires. But a lot of this energy, and especially here with you, Aries, it's going to be a very sobering effect. The things that you realize are not good for you, where you may have been able to sort of skate by in a more fantastical, fantasy, imaginative, like la-di-da sort of energy. We've all sort of experienced that recently. It's going to be very sobering. The reality of it is going to become sobering for some of you, where you're going to have to relinquish some amount of control, surrender your judgments, or simply embrace the truth of a matter. Woo! Realization and heart chakra. So here we go, Aries. This is the thing. This is the negotiation. This is the sobering effect hitting you pretty hard, it seems like, with some of you. Now, with some of you, it could just be that you've known this for a while, okay? And you're just kind of sinking your teeth into it now. You're setting yourself, you're ready for this realization, or you've come to it and you're finally integrating it. But I think this message is more specifically for the Aries who hasn't been wanting to sober up about this, who hasn't been wanting to face the reality about a situation that may not really benefit them. It could actually be a toxic situation. With heart chakra coming up, it has a lot to do with sacrifice, okay? It has a lot to do with sacrifice, because when our heart chakra is out of alignment, it typically means that we haven't been giving appropriately, or that we've forgotten how to give in truth, okay? When sometimes we get into habits of giving out of egoic tendencies, like what am I going to get? Or just simply giving and having resentment afterwards. Truly giving is free, okay? And that's sort of what this heart chakra energy is about. Maybe you've been in a strong place of resistance because of whatever this realization is for you. And so this energy, this very sobering energy of Libra and the law and universal cause and effect, karma, justice, it's all about realizing your role, realizing and maybe coming to terms with a certain fantasy or an idea that you've had that just isn't going to serve you, or hasn't been serving you, or isn't going to last. There's something like that coming through. So realization, I just realized, is also a number 9. Okay, so with this realization, I would expect it brings some significant ending in your life. Some significant ending in your life. And this could have to do with a partner or, a relationship you've had. Maybe this is a trigger that's really deeply rooted. The Pluto is sort of playing this role with us right now, bringing up issues from the past that are deeply rooted, that may not actually have anything to do with the person in front of us. This could be even deeper than our current circumstances for a lot of us. But I think, in essence, you're going to be triggered by someone who is in front of you, who you are involved with, or this could come as a surprise. Something could come up and you have this epiphany. And once you know this, I just don't feel like it's going to be easily unknown, okay? So it brings an ending. The frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in this world. Number 4, heart chakra. The frequency of the heart chakra, the green flower of life, supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the mind and the body. What I'm sensing is that this energy here is more sobering than anything because of that unconditional love and loyalty. There's something that's really difficult here about that. Something that's really difficult about that. Not everyone has the capacity to love unconditionally, Aries. Not everyone has the capacity to be upfront, honest, and loyal all the time. That's just the reality, and that's what I think is maybe a more sobering effect for you this week. For you or for someone around you, okay? This realization is maybe that something has turned toxic because someone doesn't understand, someone doesn't accept, someone's not allowing. There's a lot of resistance coming from these cards, okay? Which, it's funny that I would start with my creative project, because I haven't told another sign about that. I haven't wanted to mention it yet. And so it's sort of a word vomit, okay, a little bit in retrospect, a little bit of a word vomit, a little bit of a tangent. And I think it's these behaviors that you're seeing all too clearly in people. People, you or people around you, okay? Of course, these are just energies, so it could be you or someone around you. Show me what I need to see for Aries. Oh, Aries. I really, this is very, very clear. This is very, very, very clear. Heartache and loss, discontent and boredom. In reverse, which I don't typically take it in reverse, but for this I will, because the Four of Cups in reverse signifies here that you really do need to leave something. Maybe you've been discontent and bored for a while. Maybe there's been, toxicity rising up because of this very thing. A lot of times when things are toxic, it's because you kind of both may know that it's not going well, or that it could be, two good people. And I've heard somebody say this, I can't remember who said this recently. Two good people can get together and have a very toxic relationship. It's really nothing personal. It's just about the dynamics. It's about their places in their lives. It's about the energy surrounding them. And I do feel like you're realizing that this may have gone on for too long. This prolonged discontent and boredom, it could be unrequited love as well, leads to this heartache and loss. Okay, eventually. And maybe that's what you're realizing, is that if you don't do it now, it may happen later, but there's something that you're feeling is just wrong. It's just off. It's just wrong. For these two energies to come out together, it is very potent. Okay, heartache and loss is the Three of Swords. This is, this is realizing something, okay, that goes straight to your heart. I mean, these cards are almost reflections of the other. Okay, realization, heartache. Realization, heartache. Which I think in context to where you are, it's good. It's a good thing because you're sobering up. I mean, that's what I would like to say, is that it's a good thing because you're sobering up. You're not in a fantasy about this, thinking like, oftentimes we want to tell ourselves things can change. I can just forget about that. That doesn't bother me. It seems like maybe you've been doing that as a sort of coping mechanism for a while. I've been there. Been there, Aries. Some people want you to stay naive. Some energies, it doesn't even need to be people. There are energies out there that just want you to stay naive. Naive to the truth, naive to your feelings, not trusting your gut, being distracted, disoriented. The sooner you realize that, the better. That's the truth. We have rejoice and celebration in reverse and the base chakra. So this is a bit of a major arcana coming through, representing the physical changes in your life going to take place. The Three of Cups is an emotional downpour. It's something of a team effort that hasn't gone through. It didn't serve you. It made you feel bad. Okay, there was maybe high hopes or aspirations for this, and this could be representing the relationship, but either way, it's taking a lot of your security. It has taken a lot of your security. It has taken a lot of your personal power away. Okay, for whatever reason, maybe you've lended your power to other people. Maybe you've given it away. Maybe you've lashed out and, felt a fool afterwards. Whatever the case may be, this is an emotional downpour directed in the wrong way, and essentially it breaks down the physical world after so long, because that's what needs to happen. Either you need to realize your safety, your security, your needs are more important than anything else, or you tend to sacrifice more and more along the way until that realization is had. I think that the universe is trying to give you a fresh start. Whenever we see the base chakra, it typically shows that you are going through a threshold, so to speak. Okay, with this realization, with this momentum behind you, there needs to be significant changes because for whatever reason, at whatever time, you've just gotten off course, and that course has led you astray. It's led you further away from your truer destination, and so the universe is kind of stepping in by either really shifting your physical reality around you. You could be moving, you could be, switching careers, or, quitting your job. There's real tangible elements here that I'm sensing, that either you're removing yourself from a situation, or you just realize you can no longer associate with this person and feel secure and feel safe and feel balanced. When we're ungrounded, we tend to be extremely emotional and anxious. Okay, we can't really conceptualize our feelings, or we can't really conceptualize the energies. We don't see clearly. Okay, so something about your sexuality is also coming up. Maybe there was actual physical abuse here. Maybe you have learned some bad habits from this person, or simply accepted abuse in one way or another from this relationship. Either way, the boat. Either way, I can't think of that phrase. Either way, the something swings. What is that? Either way, the thing swings, you guys. This is talking about a very clear situation where you may be involved with someone and having these feelings isn't serving you anymore. And this is exactly that sobering effect. This is exactly that resistance that you've had because it's comfortable living in a fantasy, because it's so much better when you think tomorrow will just be better. Like, I can just get through the day. I can just forget about this. It's just going to be better. I don't know how, but it's going to be fine. Okay, let's just ignore what's happened. This is actually saying no. No. You can't ignore this anymore. You can't fake it till you make it here. That's what Libra season will do for you, okay? It's going to sober you up. It's going to make it very clear what you deserve, what kind of give and take you should have in the relationship. Look at that with heart chakra, and where I stop is partnerships and alliances. Don't extend your hand for someone who's not going to reach back. Oh, geez. So we have accelerated motion being the number 8, third eye chakra, which is the number 6, triumph, which is the chariot and the major arcana, and deception and envy. So listen, accelerated motion and third eye chakra come out in reverse, which you've had quite a few reversals in this reading, which I don't typically take. Typically, I don't take reversals in these cards because in the clarity, we kind of find that out anyways. But I'm being asked to read these as they come out because I feel like this is that sobering effect. We can't camouflage this energy. We can't fantasize about things anymore. There's somebody I'm connecting with, and I don't want to say that there's any specific Aries out there. I think this is a collective energy that we're all going to be experiencing in Libra season. So please, Aries, don't feel like you're being pinpointed or singled out. I feel like you may want to check your charts or your houses to see where this Libra new moon is, okay? Because there's something about this relationship specifically that is being impacted, okay, with this balance aspect of Libra that is all about giving and taking. It's all about reciprocity, the evenness, the balance, the harmony, the peace. But conversely, someone either needs to lay down the law, someone needs to come out with the truth, someone needs to cut through the bullshit and deliver the karma. Okay, there's something about that here that's really potent because this is exactly the kind of situation that I think needs to be surrendered. It's the exact situation that is causing a lot of resistance. And maybe, for egoic needs, one of you or both of you have held on to this. But it just seems like for the truth to come out and for clarity to be had, the ego needs to be surrendered. And you need to have a really deep conversation here with the universe, as if to say, what are you trying to show me? Like, just show me it. I'm done guessing. I'm done playing. I'm done, masking the truth. I'm done, with the camouflage of the situation. I want to get to the heart of the reason why I'm being put through this. It doesn't even need to be the reason why they're in my life or why this has happened to me. Be careful of those victim mentalities, because again, there are collective energies that do want to keep you in fantasy mode. There are collective energies that do want to keep you under, the pretenses that everything's okay and this will just blow over, right? So this is the sobering effect of coming out of the closet, having clarity, and really asking those hard questions like, what am I to do with this? Okay, now that I'm here, it doesn't even matter why it's happened to me, but now that I'm here, what do I do about it? Well, now that I'm here, what are my options? Now that I'm here, what do I need to release so that I can get where I want to go? These are the negotiations that are taking place on a soul level. I feel a lot of Aquarian energy from this, actually, with the accelerated motion. You could be involved with an Aquarius. There's not really a lot of air energy coming through, but for this is kind of my Aquarius card, because it is kind of the star energy in the tarot. It's more or less feeling like you could be a victim of fate, and that's maybe why all that just came up, was like, you're not a victim. All of the logistics and the circumstantial stuff, we could totally narrow in on and zone in on and obsess about. But as a whole, this is a really good lesson for you guys. This is a really good wake-up call. It's a really good perspective, okay, that's being shifted because of the energies that we're in. So accelerated motion in reverse, as well as the third eye chakra, somebody could be seeing something very clearly, okay? It's almost as if this sobering effect is happening to both of you, because it's almost like there's a big halt, there's a big stop that's been put on the relationship as a whole. There's some negative tendencies, okay, that take you away and make you blind to the truth, potentially. If there's lies and deceit, which I do see coming up right here, which we'll get to, it's almost as if someone's just been like, don't look here, and keeping things from the relationship that could really be important. Okay, it could really be important. But, your dreams are probably really important to this aspect. Your dreams, your intuition, seeing things clearly, trusting your gut. Just doesn't seem like you've been in that mode with this person because of the dynamics. It seems very difficult to be open enough, okay, to be receptive here, because you're constantly in defense mode. Triumph and deception and envy come up, okay? So this is talking about past mistakes. You want to get out of this karma that is ensuing in your life, maybe because you have realized the mistakes of the past. You've realized that you've been under a guise, somebody's been wearing a mask, and having a sort of triumphant moment, either coming out of that, rectifying that, addressing that, moving forward away from that. A lot of you will handle this differently. But for whatever reason, I'm almost getting that energy of you can't really ignore it. Okay? And that's one thing that I'm getting very, very strongly from this, is you can't ignore it. You can move away from it. You can put it in your past, because that's what triumph means. It means triumphant over the obstacles. Why would you want to go back over them and be exactly where you were? It doesn't make sense. You've got to move forward and put it behind you, okay? And that's, I think, what you're wanting to do. There's a Cancer energy here as well. So moving forward with your head and your heart, using your intuition, and trying to put those energies behind you is really what I'm getting. But then again, a lot of you will be leaving a relationship because you're realizing that either one or the other person doesn't have the capacity for unconditional love. Some things are not forgivable. Some things are not, you can't just overlook and forgive, and you can't just be a kind person all the time. Okay, that's the sort of reality that we're in Libra season. Yes, Libras get a good rap for being gentle and kind and sweet and aesthetically pleasing, right? But at the end of the day, they'll cut through evil and the bullshit, and they'll deliver the truth and justice. And so it seems like you're getting that flip of the coin instead. All right, it seems like that's the energy that's being delivered to you, Aries. I hope that this helps. I hope that this helps clarify maybe a situation that you've been debating about, or helps you move through, and really in a sobering effect, knowing for sure what is good for you. And I think that that's a good realization. It can never not benefit you to put yourself first. Okay? Thank you so much, Aries. We're going to continue this in the clarity. I'm going to go into the deception and envy portion, as well as the triumph portion, pretty heavily. I want to know why you're putting, what exactly this deception was, and how you're moving forward. I also want to look at this energy, the rejoice and celebration, as well as the base chakra. There is some significant energy sort of coming through there. It's almost like a leaking effect, like they're leaking out. Something's been leaked, something's been addressed or realized, and it feels like it changes things on a fundamental level. So we're going to go into that a little bit as well. Thank you so much, Aries, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.